Hello, tonight we're going to be making spaghetti, so I'm pretty much going to go over how to make some pretty kick-ass spaghetti sauce. I've got a whole tomato chopped up, half of a small onion, 2 garlic cloves, a little over a handful of mushrooms, and about half of a green pepper, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and already prepared tomato sauce. What we're going to do here is, this might look like quite a bit, but the stuff is going to cook up and get small whenever you cook it. So with that said, let's start cooking. I've got about 1.5 pounds here of ground beef, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take our onions and throw that in there with it. Yep. This is much easier. We're going to combine all the green peppers, the mushrooms, and the onion together with the meat. We're going to save our garlic until such a time that we're actually going to combine all this with our sauce. So let's get all this and mix it together all nice and pretty in there. Get some heat going. I always cook it on high, just make sure you keep turning it. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of the Worcestershire here and pour it around the top. That's about half of it, maybe a little bit less. It'll leave us some to work with. And that'll actually make it pretty flavorful while you're cooking it. And once the meat starts getting browned up a little bit, I'm going to put about a pinch of garlic salt in with it as well. I was going to say at least. We're about halfway through the cooking process. Like I said, cook this on high heat and just make sure and keep turning it like I am so it doesn't get burned. Everything will be cooked all the way through. We've got our tomato that we're going to toss in here. Here we go. We're going to mix that up with it. We're adding this in so they don't get overcooked. We want a little bit of texture with our tomato. Well, then again, that's the whole reason that we're putting all this stuff in, because I personally like my sauce to be pretty thick and chunky. So we're going to do that. A little bit, the rest of our Worcestershire we're going to throw in just over the top of it right there. And again, I said it'll probably sound kind of nasty at first, but it actually does add just a hint of flavor that you wouldn't normally get. So I recommend to try it at least once. And here's our pinch of garlic salt. Again, just mix it up all nice and pretty. Okay, so we've been cooking this about 5 minutes. Our meat is browned up pretty nice. The vegetables are pretty well cooked. You can, again, let this stay on a little bit longer if you want to, just to get the flavor of the vegetables. I might actually leave it on for just a couple of more minutes just because I can. We'll just let it kind of hang out and cook for a minute. Alright, I've let this simmer for about 3 minutes after the meat was browned up, just to get the flavor of the vegetables in it. And then we're going to drain it out. And this colander may not be big enough. So we're going to drain it out. And dip it right back in. We don't like to waste stuff, do we? So there's the meat and everything after it's been drained. Now we're going to put in our sauce, which is right here. Spread it around all good and stuff, and just mix it up real nice. We have our garlic. garlic clove that we cut up. We're going to just throw it on there and mix that up together with everything. Just get this stirred up so that everything is coated. Alright, we're going to put in some Italian seasoning, just enough to cover the top here. Pretty much is about all you need. I don't really know how much that was, but it doesn't really matter. Everybody's tastes are different. And again, mix it up. Make sure you get everything evenly proportioned throughout. There you go. Even it out. Let it simmer for 15-20 minutes. Do your pasta and you're good to go. And that was spaghetti. This right here is our final product.